Welcome back to the Forensics Unplugged channel, the best single stage cut and finish pure abrasive product. The lineup: Auto Glym polishing compound, Geon Q2M compound, Turtle Wax one and done compound, Carpro fixer, Meguiar's ultimate compound, Sonax Profiline perfect finish, Svisa MC3000 medium cut one step, Koch F601, Rupez quartz gloss medium, Freckler G3 premium, Shoal Concepts S20 black, doesn't mean it's for black cars, Menzerla medium cut polish 2500 MC 2500. Can't touch this. MC 2500. Kind of a joke is that. Angel Wax Regenerate. There's the lineup. Now I'm just going to go through the facts with you. Let's talk Tic Tacs. The facts. Rafa Benitez. The facts. Price per scaled price of 500ml based on nearest 500ml size, starting from smallest size working upwards towards it. Okay, so price of 500ml. If you want to get 500ml of this product, it's going to cost you 55 quid because it's kit form only, which creates a big problem because I can't compare apple for apples. So kit form only is 55 quid. It's the most expensive because of that. Geon, they do these tiny little hobbit sized bottles. They're tiny. It's like Honey, I Shrunk the Polish. So that scales to 31.25 based on that. The Turtle Wax price scales to 31.71 because it's just under 500ml. Carpro's quite cheap at 17.95 for 500ml. Ultimate Compound, really good price from Meguiar's, 17.78. Again, it's just under 500, so I scale up the price to match 500. This stuff, Sonax Perfect Finish, 35 quid for 500ml worth. That's 2 times 250. That's the closest way to get there. Incredibly expensive stuff, considering it's a professional product as well. It's 500ml price. Svisa, £26.58. Decent price, but so far these are the two solid prices, aren't they? Koch, 26.44, bit cheaper than that. Rupez, 23.80, a little bit cheaper. So that's the cheapest, not the cheapest of the sort of detailing focus stuff, you know, abrasive brands. That's Carpro still. Now here's the first real cheap one. Freckler G3, 15.99, including delivery, because I can't find a stockist, you know, that sells it where you can put loads of stuff in your basket and pay for delivery for a big order. I can find it on eBay and stuff like that. So 15.99 including delivery, very great, good price. Shoal Concepts, 22.95 for 500ml, decent price. Menzerla, 21.90 for 500ml. Good, solid price that is, isn't it? And Angel Wax Regenerate, sorry, 14.95 for 500ml. That is the stonking price. Where's my cup of tea? I left my cup of tea. Outrageous. Here it is. Very informal, this channel, isn't it? So that gives you an idea on price. So just to scale it, Angel Wax is the best, then Freckler, then Megs. That's a big surprise, isn't it? Megs, third on price. Well done, phenomenal. Fourth, Carpro, great on price. And then fifth, Menzerla, sixth, Shoal, seventh, Rupez, eighth, Koch, ninth, Svisa, 10th, Geon, 11th, Turtle Wax, 12th, Sonax, 13th, Auto Glym. So there's the price. Your average price is around £24 for 500ml. So I've just given you some really good consumer information. Okay, so that's your price per 500ml, which will cover how much polish someone at home will want to polish their car. Now I'm going to do price per 1,000 mil based on the best bulk price offering. So, you know, they might sell 5 litres of it, they might sell a litre of it, but based on the best price that you can ever get this product for, price per litre. So Autoglim, best price, £110, because you'd have to buy 2 kits to get it. Okay, so kit only, no bulk, so it's heavily penalised. It's the most expensive because of that. Geon you can pick up for 34 quid a litre, which is great. Turtle Wax is no bulk, so you've got to buy 2 of these to get a litre, or a bit more. You've got to basically double that. So it's £63.42 per litre. CarPro you can get for 35.90. Ultimate Compound 35.56, which is great considering that's doubling this to get that price. It's actually cheaper than the CarPro. Sonax, they sell you 1 litre of it, but it's $49.95 with the price I checked. That's for the company that actually sell you a litre of it, that's the most expensive price out of all of these products. You know, even though it's not the most expensive, if you double, say, this, you get what I mean? For a company that actually sell you a litre, that's phenomenally expensive. The Zvisa is also very expensive, $45.51 per litre. They sell it in 750 ml, so you have to scale it up. Koch is a bit better at 37.80. The Rupez, very reasonable at 33. The first bargain here, 1 litre of this stuff, £21.49, including delivery. Bargain. That's a proper good price, that is. The Scholl S20, £38.95 a litre. It's okay. Menzerna, £27.95 a litre, phenomenal. And Angel Wax, £26 per litre, because they will sell you 5 litres of it for whatever that works out to be. You can buy a litre of it for 30 quid, but they will actually sell you 5 litres, and it works out 26 quid per litre, which is the second cheapest price per litre. So again, there's 2 products really leading the way on price. It's the Angel Wax and the Freckler. And then really after that, you've got the Menzerna doing really good value for money on price as well. So there's all the bulk scaling. So 1, you know, we've been through it. Freckler, Angel Wax, Menzerna, Rupez, Geon. It's a good price per litre from Geon. Maguire's, phenomenal for Maguire's to be there. CarPro, Koch. This is the order, we're getting expensive now. Scholl, Zvisa, Sonax right there at the top nearly. And then Turtle Wax and Autoglim, they get heavily penalised because they don't have a bulk offering. But that's what this is for. Doesn't really matter if they're penalised or not. If you're a professional, that gives you, you know, the bulk. How cheap can you get these products? So that's why that set of tests in there really. And your average price per litre, if you want lots of abrasives, is £31.38p, which is very useful consumer information. So there you go, you've got lots of great consumer information. Now, the next thing on our test panel over here, we used soft pads, and we used a little 3-inch DA running at speed 4.5 for 60 seconds with the same, trying to be consistent, just going up and down. And I thought that would give us a full breakdown of these products. There's no universal test. You could make this very complicated. So this is an area of contention. Anyway, we ran that same process for all of the products. So we put them through the same test. And then we took 3 gloss unit readings and took the average. And here's the gloss readings of that. So the Autoglim 78.8, Geon Compound 76.3, Turtle Wax 81.5, CarPro Fixer 74.4, Maguire's Ultimate Compound 72.3. Now we're getting up into the higher echelons. Sonax Perfect Finish 85.9, Zvisa 85.1, Koch 85.1, Rupez 86.6, Freckler G3 78.8, Scholl Concepts 88.6, Menzerna 87.1. It's the highest. No, sorry, that's the highest. That's the second highest. And then Angel Wax 86.4. So in terms of gloss, Shoal Concepts came first, Menzerna second, Rupez third, Angel Wax fourth, Sonax fifth, Koch sixth, Turtle Wax seventh, Freckler eighth. Oh, we had joint six. Visa and Koch were joint six, sorry. So Freckler eighth. Autoglim joint with Freckler in 8th as well, 78.8. Let me check that. Yeah, 78.8, 78.8. And then 9th was Gion. And then 10th was Carpro. And then 11th was Megs. Really, if you're up here, so all these products this side, apart from the Freckler, all got very good gloss readings. Now, forget about the gloss readings. Oh, well, let's move on to Haze next. So I've given you the order of gloss. So there, on this soft paintwork, that gloss data is quite interesting. On harder paints, the results might be completely different if we use different pads. You know, we've used pads that these products have never been tested on. So if we use the proprietary pads for all these abrasives, we might get better results or different results, etc., etc. So this is just a piece of data, but it's good data. Next, Haze, okay? So that's how hazy and opaque the panel was. You know, typically the more aggressive products, compounds, can leave more hazing and less clarity of finish. So a low reading is good. Now, so Autoglim 5.2 haze, not too bad, not too bad. Gion 14.9, you can really see the hazing that this compound leaves behind on this soft test panel. Turtle Wax 7.3, somewhere in the middle. Carpro, similar to the Gion, very hazy finish in this particular test. Ultimate Compound 5.3, okay, a bit better. Now we're getting through to the really good ones. Sonax 1.6, so that's a really low reading. Visa 0.3, fantastic. Koch 0.4, really good. Rupez 0.0. That was the first one I took when it read 0.0, and I was like, holy cow. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That was phenomenal. 0.0 haze reading. Incredible. Freckler 10.8, so that's a bit hazy. Shoal 0.0. Menzerna 0.0. Angel Wax 0.0. So we had 4 of them that put in 0 haze. Now what I want to just do is, combined with that gloss data, if we look at all this, there were some products that finished down on the soft panel properly, and then the other ones where I could see visually the marring and the haze. So I'm just going to push some products back here. So all those products that I've pushed back are the ones that didn't finish down properly in the test. So these ones, that's pushed back. These ones here finished down on the very soft paintwork successfully. Most of them are German abrasives. The Rupez is Italian and the Angel Wax is Scottish. We're having that as a British. They might not like that, but you're British. We've got to take the point somewhere. So yeah, that's interesting, but most of these abrasives are German, even though that's a kind of American company, I think, Menzerna, but this is their European division of it, isn't it? I don't know how that all works, but interesting. And this one had perfect clarity, haze. Wasn't much in it in gloss, really. That's all within a margin of kind of error where they're all very similar, you know, very similar. These ones anyway. So they're the ones that finish down. That's a really important test. And I said to myself that really a product needs to be able to, if it's going to win this overall thing, it needs to be have succeeded in that finishing down test. It is only for soft paint. I've used these products on normal paint. You know, there's nothing wrong with this product, I tell you, on most normal paints. And this one I've used this on soft paints. You've just got to work it for longer. This one's a bit of an unknown to me. I think as well, you need to be careful with this on soft paints because it breaks down And I think if you're going to try and finish it out on soft paints, you probably will need to use the soft pad and work it a bit longer. That's my thoughts. So there you go. So let's just put these back. Let's put these back. So that's Haze. Okay, and that's finishing as well. We've talked about finishing down, which is important. Especially when you've got that, you're polishing a car with that horrible aftermarket clear coat that mars up really easily. That's where that finishing is important. Now, next thing, the most subjective thing in this entire test, trying to rank these products on cut. The reason it's difficult is because some of them are diminishing compounds, so they'll give you all their cut at the start and they tail off quite rapidly. Some of them aren't diminishing, and you could keep working them throughout the entire course of a set. So the longer the set, the more they might cut. So some of these diminishing ones might cut very rapidly for 20 seconds, but if you did a test over 3 minutes, it's like the hare and the tortoise. Some of the non-diminishing ones would catch up. So it's very subjective, this, and you're trying to measure things which are sub-micron. But here we go. I think the product with the most cut is the G3 Premium. That's looking at different grades of sanding marks, trying to remove them. It's looking at how they perform on normal paintworks as well as that soft test panel. I think that's the most aggressive product, I think, from the testing I've been doing while I've got these products. I'd then give it to S20, which is interesting, because I thought Perfect Finish, when I tested them a while back, had more cut. But I would say that has more cut. I put that in second. Third, I'm going to give to the Angel Wax. I think that's got a decent amount of cut. Fourth, I'm going to give to Koch and Zvisa. Virtually identical, can't really separate them. And sixth, I'm going to give to Rupez. It's got a decent amount of cut. Seventh, I'm going to give to Menzano. It's definitely down a little bit on these other ones on cut, but it's still a decent product. Where am I now? 7. So then I want 8. I'm giving it to the Turtle Wax after that. Good amount of cut, but you've got to go longer with this. It's the first one that's not a diminishing compound. So you just got to keep plodding along with it, and it will deliver you the cut. And then Autoglim, Maguire's, and the 2 Korean ones, Carpro and Gion, which seem to haze up the paint and don't take out the sandy marks quite as well as some of these other compounds. I think it's fair to say I'm a massive fan of Gion and Carpro. They're two of the best brands, or two of my favourite brands overall. I just love them. I love their products. But it's the first time that I'm not overly impressed, or they just haven't done well, these two particular products. Could it be me, how I'm using them? Possibly. I can't get the same results out of these products as I can from the other products, especially that hazing, the finish with those products. There's nothing I can do about that. No matter what I do, there's always that haze in there. They just don't give me the clarity of these other products. So yeah, there we go. Do they need to be finished out with Gion's own polish and stuff like that? Well, possibly. It might just be a different system, and it's like understanding it. It might be, well, yeah, use this to cut your paintwork and then finish it out with our Gion polish or our Gion, what's it called, primer or whatever. So it might be understanding the system. But really, this is a medium cut compound that's claiming 8 out of 10 gloss. And I'm just not seeing that. I'm not seeing that with my gloss data and my eyeballs on soft paintwork. On hard paintwork, you're going to struggle to see the difference in any of these products, really. Okay, we are degreasing these products as well after we use and test them with the Built Amber Cleanser Fluid. Now, here we have low points wins. So like, if something won, I'd give it 1 mark. If it came second, I'd give it 2, all the way up to 13. And if they drawed, they might say both get 3 marks or something like that. So the product with the least amount of points is the overall kind of winner. So here's the point ranking goes from this way to this way. Some of you have probably worked that out already. So Autoglim got hammered because it's a kit form. So it picked up 13 points for, you know, retail 500ml price and the bulk price. It it picked up 26 marks there, so it's a massive disadvantage in this test. So the numbers aren't that devastating, you know what I mean? It's just a way of separating them. The Geon comes second to last on the points, so it picked up the second most. Mainly, I mean, the price of it, the bulk price at a litre there is its big strength. Not keen on these tiny little bottles. You know, I think you should offer what's wrong with a 250ml bottle like this? You know, I don't see the point of these. Then maybe they disagree, who knows. That litre price is great, but the actual performance of the product is why it's down here with loads of points. Again, the Turtle Wax has been hammered on price because it doesn't have a bulk offering, so that's cost it. Better gloss data with this, mid-range Haze, cut rank somewhere in the middle, so it's done all wrong. Just, it's an expensive product, isn't it? That's the thing with it. That's why it's down here, a bit like the Autoglim. The Carpro Fixer, a bit like the Geon. It's not the price that's affected of it, it's the actual finishing data that's put it at the lower order. Then we get to the products that have done well in certain regards, and it gets hard to separate them. The Meguiar's product, really strong price, really nice product to use, awesome product to buff, nice and light. It just doesn't finish down well on soft paint. Yeah, I've used it on my Golf and it was phenomenal. I was really happy with it. I shot another video saying, yeah, it's a really good product, this. It's a bit better than the 105, but it didn't do well at the finishing. So maybe that's technique and all that sort of stuff, and it needs more exploring. That's the Meg's Ultimate Compound. Love that price though. The next one, Sonex Profiline Perfect Finish. What a product. What a product. Phenomenal. Love using that. It's one of my favourites. Why do I love using it? It buffs off the panel like a finishing polish. It's so soft when you buff it. The gloss is nice. The finish on it is nice. It handled the soft paint. Really like this. It's a massive favourite of mine. But it's right. It's been massively penalised because of the price. That price per 500ml is one of the highest. I think it's second highest. And that price is phenomenally expensive. I speak to a lot of people, and in the UK, a lot of professionals like the product. A lot of professionals like the product, but they don't want to pay 50 quid a litre, so it doesn't get used as much. Some people will pay it and they'll love it, and I understand why, because I'm a fan as well, but it's too much for me, and it's been penalised because of that price, and that's what these tests should do. And I don't buy the product because of the price. If it was 30 to 40 pounds per litre, 37, something like that, then I'd be a lot more interested in it. And I think some of my European followers that watch the channel tell me it's cheaper over in Europe. So for some reason in the UK we pay a big price for it, and that's a bit of a problem. It's a shame. Phenomenal product. It is a little bit down on cut as well. It's not... I thought it had a lot more cut, but you can only unlock the cut with the rotary, I find. It is developed for a rotary, but it works great on a DA. But it feels on a DA a bit more like a finishing polish. To cut with it, you've got to blast it a bit harder with a rotary. That's it. Good product. Lovely buff. The best buff in this test. That is really good formulation to get it to do that. Next up, Zvisa. How do I feel about this product? Okay, so it finishes down really nice. It doesn't dust. It's reasonable to buff. Not quite as good as the Sonex in that regard. The main problem with it is that I find it feels very similar to the F6. It feels like a similar sort of thing. The results with it are very similar, but the difference is it's more expensive. And you know, I know it's supposed to have more abrasives in it and all that sort of stuff to justify the cost, but I can't see that when I use it, and I'm sort of happy with the performance of the F6. So I find them similar, and I just find that I can get this cheaper, and I use these H9 and M3, so I'm more drawn towards the Koch. Yeah, so we'll move on to the Koch. The Koch price per litre is right on the average, look. And its price per 500ml is just over the average. So that is what it is. It's priced, comes slap bang in the middle on value for money in this test. It finishes down nicely. It's got a good amount of cut, good amount of gloss. It buffs nicely. You get good working time out of it. The most important thing with the Quartz abrasives, they never give me any problems and they always work. Sometimes you might use an abrasive and it's just not working and you need to switch out. I never need to switch out when I'm using Quartz, which is one of the reasons I recommend it and I use it personally, and I will carry on using Quartz, most of the time until I find something that's probably better, just as reliable and cheaper. Massive fan of their abrasives. That's what I use. Next up, Rupez. Now, if someone told me this had been discontinued, you can still buy it everywhere. I'm not sure if it is or isn't at the moment. Okay, I'm just going to pause the video. Hold on. Okay, I'm back, guys. Over to this one, Rupez Quartz Gloss. Never used it before. Been told it's been discontinued. Not sure if it has or not. I've asked Rupez if that's been discontinued. They've got a new DA system of polishes, like their DA Coarse, DA Fine and DA Finishing, something like that. Blue, yellow, white. We may be doing some sponsored content with Rupez, which I'm really excited about. Not sure yet. We'll confirm that and show you these new kits that are coming out. So could be a new thing coming to the channel. This product, whether it's been discontinued or not, the price is good. Somewhere in the middle. That bulk price is pretty good. The gloss was phenomenal. I think that's joint second. Is that joint second? No, third in the gloss. Zero haze, decent amount of cut. This is the most watery product in this particular test. Very, very thin, very, very watery. Very flat on the panel, so you don't get that paste. But really nice product. Surprised me, actually. You can see all the water with it when you lay it out and just prime the pad. You can see the water droplets form, but then you work it. And it's decent stuff. If it has been discontinued, that'd be a shame because it's a good product. Quite impressed with that. Next up, Freckler. Now, this is coming in 4th place on the points. Now we're getting down to the winner and the 4th place. But it's got there because it's phenomenally cheap. It's so cheap. The price is incredible. The gloss is okay, A bit of haze, a bit of machine marring as well. It didn't finish down as well as these German abrasives, but I think it cut the sanding marks out the best. And I think it's quite an aggressive product, actually, for a mid-range abrasive. On most paint systems, it will deliver you fine. You won't see that machine marring, but on very soft paints, it's not quite as delicate. It doesn't have that beautiful finish as some of these other products, but what a price. A real option if you're in the trade and you're getting through a lot of this abrasives, and you will save money. And you can finish it down with different techniques and softer pads and stuff like that to work on it. There will be ways around delivering the finish, but love the fact that it's up here. The points have kind of got it to the top order because of that phenomenal price, and I really want price to always factor in quite well on these tests. Now we're getting through to our top 3. In 3rd place, Shoal Concepts S20. Decent on price, okay, somewhere in the middle, bit above average, below average, above average. The glossiest, zero haze, sorry. One of the highest cutting ones in my opinion. That's very speculative, and it's come out because of that, because of average price, really good results. The points have come out in 19th place. I will say this is probably the thickest and the oiliest of all the products in this test. A real heavy abrasive. If you put too much on as well and you work it too long, you can leave deposits on the panel, which makes it a bit trickier to use. So you need to be mindful of that. But it wouldn't be in my top 3, but it's still a high quality product, and it would be in my top 5. But yeah, very tiny things separating these, but the points have got it there. The next one that's come out with the second most points, if you like, or least points, it's in 2nd place, Menzerner. Obviously a high pedigree abrasive company that's been around for ages. Love the fact that their prices always come in below average, and that 1 litre price there is great, isn't it? That's really good. Like £27.95 for a litre of this versus 50 quid nearly for a litre of this. That's the important things, isn't it? Nearly half the price. Gloss data, great. No haze. Definitely less cut. Less cut than that, less cut than that, less cut than that. Somewhere down the end with cut, but a really good product. High quality. I would definitely, if I wasn't using Koch, I would probably be using Menzerner. Menzerner instead, because of that value proposition. The only thing I think with Menzerner is consistently, when I have them in these tests, they're down a little bit on cut, but only tiny amounts. It doesn't really make any difference. Big fan. And then in first place we have the Shock. The Shock. Because I didn't know what to expect with this, and I didn't think, if I'm honest, that this product was going to be able to compete with the German abrasives, the established Scholl's, Menzerners, Koch's, you know. I didn't think it was going to be able to compete, and it has. It's not just competed, we'll talk about the price in a second, but the gloss data is great. It finished down without any haze. It's up there with the cut, okay? It's nice to use, it doesn't dust. It doesn't have the amazing buff of the Sonax, but the buff, a bit heavier on the buff, but the buff is absolutely fine. It doesn't dust up. It's this price. How can they get this price down to $14.95 for 500ml? How can they do that when, you know, and get good with it? There's no compromise. The results are just so good. And I keep using Sonax as the extreme example, but £35.90 for 500ml, it's worth of that, where you can get this for $14.95, a fraction of the price, about 40% of the price, isn't it? It's not even more than half the discount. You know, you get it, if I double that, it's 30 quid. It's not even up to 36 quid. Phenomenal. This should be winning. It'd be absolute daylight robbery if it didn't win, but the, you know, because of that price proposition. But in terms of results, really, these are probably my, actually no, that one, even though I like it, these are my favourites here, these three. I prefer the Koch slightly over the Menzerner because of the cut, and perhaps even the buff. That would probably be my personal choice, because the bulk price of this, it is significantly different. But if I want a litre of this, it's £37.80. A litre of the Angel Wax is 30 quid, but you can get 5 litres of it, which gives you a per litre price of 26. But I won't be buying 5 litres, so it only cost me 7 quid extra to get the Koch, and I use Koch abrasive, so I'll be sticking with this. But this is the winner of this test. Really phenomenal price. Like that, just that price is like the poof, it's the knockout punch to any opposition when you're doing this testing. If you were standing over my shoulder looking at the results, working with it, buffing it with me, using it, and then suddenly I told you all the prices, you'd be like, whoa, I thought that they could charge double. They could double the price and it would still be cheaper than the Sonax Perfect Finish. 6 quid cheaper at double the price. But it's not double the price, is it? It's £14.95. And that's why we do these tests. So phenomenal work from the guys at Angel Wax to not only compete on performance, but to smash the price. I love it when brands do that. That is throwing the gauntlet down and saying, there you go, guys, see if you can beat us on price and performance. We're in a very privileged position where we've got the gloss meter that can give us data on these products that can really tell us stuff as well. So this video is a really good thing. It's not perfect though. I could sit here and shoot another video on why this test could be misleading, and you may well have favourites that are got loads of points and haven't done well that are great products. So as always, the advice is, if you've got a bottle of something on the shelf and you like it, don't throw it in the bin and rush out and buy something else. Use it all and keep using it if you're happy with it. But when we do these tests, as you know, it kind of, you know, unfortunately, it just has to. It's a competitive type test, isn't it? Which creates a ranking, and that ranking can sometimes give you the illusion that other products are not very good. There's a lot of good products in this test, and even some of them that are in the bottom half of the rankings have given me really good results. So you can use these, and like I say, in certain other scenarios, even if I had hard paintwork on this test panel, maybe all the data would change. If I used a rotary polisher and did all the testing, maybe all the data would change. So lots of variables, and it's important to say that so we don't do any products a disservice. Buffing is important as well, how these products come off after you use them. The Sonax is the best for that. It's important to say that. Really lovely, beautiful buff on that Sonax. But yeah, that's it, guys. Let me know what you think, which ones would be your tops and all that sort of stuff, your favourite products. This is a very useful video for those that are interested, but it will be hidden away on the Unplugged channel for the real hardcore enthusiasts. Take care, guys. I will see you soon on the Forensics Detailing channel.